Cats don't see the world through the same species categories that humans do. To them, the boundary between human and cat isn't as clear as you might think. According to animal behavior studies, especially those by experts like John Bradshaw, cats tend to apply the same set of social rules to both their own kind and to humans. In other words, Hashong cats don't distinguish species the way you think. A cat doesn't think, "This is a human, I should behave differently." Instead, they respond to you much the same way they would to another cat, except you're bigger, slower, and a bit stranger. You can see this in very familiar behaviors. When a cat rubs its head against your leg, brushes its cheek against your hand, or even wraps its tail around you, these aren't random actions. This is how cats scent mark an important social behavior among cats in the same group. It's their way of saying, "You belong to me, and you're part of my safe territory." Another example is kneading, when a cat presses its paws rhythmically against you. This behavior comes from kittenhood, when they would knead their mother while nursing. It shows that your cat feels comfortable, safe, and trusts you just like they once felt with their mother. What's interesting is that cats don't downgrade you into prey or treat you as a subordinate pet. Instead, they simply see you as an individual within the same social system, basically another cat, just a slightly unusual one. That's why your relationship with a cat isn't really a traditional owner-pet dynamic, but something closer to an equal bond built on familiarity and trust. Understanding this can completely change how you interpret your cat's behavior. They're not being cold, they're just treating you like a very special kind of cat. Number 2, inches, your cat's eyes. You're a big but clueless cat. In a cat's world, everything revolves around survival skills. A good cat is one that can hunt, defend itself, and react quickly to its surroundings. And when they look at you, they come to a rather blunt conclusion: you're not particularly good at those things. From your cat's perspective, you're like a giant cat who lacks basic instincts. You don't hunt for your food, you open cans. You don't react quickly to subtle movements in your environment. And sometimes, you don't even notice the obvious dangers that your cat picks up on every day. This is exactly why many of your cat's behaviors may seem strange to you, but make perfect sense in their logic. One of the clearest examples, when your cat brings you a dead mouse, a bird, or even an insect. To you, it might feel like a horrifying gift, but to your cat, this is actually a form of teaching. In the wild, mother cats bring prey back to their kittens first dead, then sometimes alive, to teach them how to hunt. So when your cat does the same, it's not thinking, "Here's a present." Instead, it's more like, "This cat, you doesn't know how to hunt. I need to help." Another behavior that reflects this mindset is how cats observe you. You might notice your cat sitting still, staring at you while you do completely ordinary things like cooking, walking around, or even tripping over something. To your cat, this is a kind of skill assessment. And honestly, the results are often underwhelming. That said, this doesn't mean your cat looks down on you. Quite the opposite. Because they see you as someone incapable of fully taking care of yourself, they may show concern in their own unique ways. They might follow you from room to room not just out of curiosity, but to keep an eye on you. They might wake you up in the morning, as if checking that you're still okay. And sometimes, they'll choose to stay closer to you when you seem different or unwell. All of this creates a surprisingly interesting dynamic. You think you're the one taking care of your cat, but in your cat's mind, it might actually be the one looking after you. #3 Your cat is truly attached to you. For years, cats have been labeled as cold, unaffectionate, and only interested in food. But modern science has gradually turned that idea on its head. A notable 2019 study from Oregon State University found that cats can form emotional attachments to humans similar to the way young children bond with their parents. It might sound surprising, but the experiment itself was quite simple. Researchers placed cats in an unfamiliar environment, then had their owners leave and return. The results showed that most cats displayed what's known as a secure attachment pattern. They showed signs of stress when their owner left, and quickly calmed down when their owner returned. This suggests that cats don't just recognize you, they see you as a source of safety in their world. However, the way cats express affection is very different from dogs, and that's where a lot of misunderstandings come from. Cats don't always come running when you call. They don't wag their tails or show obvious excitement. Instead, their affection tends to be subtle and understated. For example, when your cat chooses to lie near you, but not necessarily on you. when it gives you a slow, relaxed blink, when it sleeps in the same space as you. All of these are quiet but meaningful signs of trust and attachment. An important thing to understand is that cats still retain a strong sense of independence. Even when they care deeply about you, they still need personal space, want control over their environment, and don't like being forced into interaction. This balance is what defines a very cat-like bond. Not completely dependent, yet still emotionally connected in a deep way. What's even more interesting is that cats can develop unique routines with each person. Some cats like to sleep next to you, while others only come close at specific times of the day. It's almost like every relationship has its own language. So, if you've ever felt like your cat doesn't love you, it might just be that you're looking for affection in a human way while your cat is expressing it in its own way. Not loud, not dramatic. #4 Your cat reads your emotions better than you think, but very real. You might think your cat only cares about eating, sleeping, and ignoring you. But in reality, cats are incredibly perceptive observers, especially when it comes to your emotions. Research in animal behavior shows that cats can pick up on changes in your tone of voice, facial expressions, and even body language. While they don't understand your words the way humans do, they're highly skilled at reading the room. For example, when you speak in a gentle, calm voice, your cat is more likely to come closer. When you're stressed or angry, many cats will keep their distance. When you're feeling sad or tired, some cats will choose to lie near you. This isn't random. Over time, cats learn to associate your emotional states with their own experiences. If you tend to pet them when you're relaxed and happy, they'll link your presence with positive feelings. On the other hand, if you raise your voice or make sudden movements, they may become more cautious around you. What's interesting is that cats don't respond in exaggerated ways like dogs often do. Instead of jumping up or showing obvious excitement, cats express their awareness in much more subtle ways. They might simply sit near you, or quietly watch you from across the room, or give you a slow blink, a social signal of trust. For a cat, choosing to stay close to you when you're not feeling well is already a significant act of care. Cats are also highly sensitive to routines. They know when you usually wake up, when you come home, and even small changes in your daily habits. If your behavior suddenly shifts, like moving less or lying down more than usual, your cat may notice immediately and respond in its own way. That's why many cat owners feel like their pets understand them more than expected. Of course, cats aren't emotional therapists, but they do have a form of instinctive empathy enough to create a genuine connection between you and them. No words needed. No dramatic gestures required. Just their presence is often their way of saying they're there for you. If your cat has ever come close when you were feeling down, comment 1 below and see how many others have experienced the same thing.